Afternoon, everybody. Hi, it's us. Yeah, we are contemplating the big cosmic mysteries today. Having a big old think and a massive floof. Look at this. Look at this absolute splat of a bird right here. Oh, blob. It's like someone has dropped mashed pudding. Just blip. Sophie. Bird. That's got to be a new record, actually. That is one of the biggest flutes I've seen for a while. Got all of the under fluff out and everything. All of the unders. There wasn't just now when I looked. I did have a little bit, I did have a look. Bird. What do you think, bird? You gonna do something about that Z access? Access or what? I can hear the female in the kitchen. Thinking about it. Oh, look at all the fluff. You've been eating spiders. Got loads of cobwebs on your face. I can see them. Bird. You can't eat all the spiders. They want to be your friends. Some of them. They probably don't actually. We've had a few honks today. We've had a couple of are we dancing or are we fighting sort of moments with the wilds as well. So I think the wilds might be a little bit oh, hey, we're up. We're getting up. We're moving. Hey. Stair, yeah, definitely. We're up. She has legs. Look at those actual magpie legs. Very rarely seen. Bird. Oh, I have to wear another cardigan because every time I come in with this cardigan, I have to show Sophie that there isn't any popcorn in the pocket. See? No popcorns. You can look for yourself. I will, thank you. No popcorn. Today's Tuesday. You don't get popcorns on Tuesdays. Well, that's the thing, you see, I could regularly put popcorn in stuff, but I want it to be special for her. I want it to be like, hey, popcorn, it's a treat day sort of thing, rather than just like, oh yeah, popcorn again. See, now you've got a big cobweb on your ear, or what passes as your ear. Come here. You're a great big cobweb. I wonder how that could have happened, eh? Oh, should we have a quick look while we're here? I doubt it, but no egg. Oh, still some food though. Yeah, filled up on spiders. That's why there's so much food left over in your nest. As I said before, I've taken to leaving some food actually inside her nest now. Oh, bird, come on. Come on, buddy. So she's got a bit of a snack. And also it seems that if she does flip a bowl, which is pretty much a regular occurrence now, she doesn't lose all of her food. So she doesn't get hangry. Nobody wants a hangry magpie. Well, I mean, you might quite like to see a hangry magpie, but I don't want a hangry magpie. She's getting through the cuttlefish though, so that's good. Look. I'm going to put the cuttlefish on the xylophone because why not, obviously. Yeah, and if you get biffed by a hangry magpie, you stay biffed for quite a while. Yeah, what she's taken to doing is... Oh, Oh, she's actually managed to not flip it into a bowl today. So what happens is this is one of her food bowls. This is like the little bowl that we put like mealworms and seed and bits of beef in and that kind of thing. And then she has that bowl over there, which is full of kibble, like moistened kibble. But normally what happens is this bowl goes in this little holder here, right next to one of her water bowls. And she's got into her head now that it is a fun game to pull this bowl out of the holder and drop it into this bowl, making gross bird soup. And she thinks that's hilarious and has done it consistently every day for the past like week and a half. Like something has convinced her that that is a fun thing to do. And yeah, no, you hangry biffs are the worst. Hangry biffs are worst biffs. So yeah, so what I've been doing is I've been putting some of her food in her nest. So even if she does flip her bowl completely, she still has plenty of food. She's cooking. She's making soup. Because the problem is like most of it isn't soluble. Like most of it is like mealworms and bits of beef and that kind of thing. But some of it is bran flakes and suet pellets, and they both turn into sort of like really gross sludge. Why else would they be adjacent? Yeah, absolutely. Despite the fact that she's happily had them side by side for 9 years. Just it's only recently in the last like week or so that she's got into flipping one into the other. And yeah, it just turns into this sort of like gross pinky soup that is just. But at least she doesn't bathe in it. That's something. She only bathes in this drinking water bowl. Yeah, I mean, the mealworms. I mean, quite a lot of birds will accept soggy mealworms. Definitely. I mean, and magpies are famous for washing their food. They're famous for dipping the food. Even the wilds dip their kibble in the bird bath and that kind of thing. But to wholesale flip the bowl into her water bowl without really looking what's in there or anything is just. It's a bird equivalent of putting like ketchup on absolutely every dish you get or something. It's just gross, bird. Yeah, part of me is not mad because it takes quite a lot of skill to do it. There was one day that she slid it across so smoothly and accurately that it was the bowl of food was just floating on the water. It hadn't even got wet. It was just like, yep, this is fine. This is a fun game. But most of the time she's making soup. The worst thing is when she is when she bathes in this bowl after she's dunked like biscuits or something into it, because there's always like a bit of something floating in here, and she ends up smelling of biscuit all day. She ends up smelling like Rivita or something for the rest of the day. It could be, yeah. Bath bomb. Oh no. Bird. Still no eggs. No eggs. Sophie. Oh no, she's seen. What have you, bird? What have you seen? Okay. Let's all just relax and be friends. Yes, no. Sophie. Yeah, the female. I think I heard the kitchen door open or close, so yeah, it's the female. Okay. What's the matter, bird? I love it when she runs. Yeah, it's great, isn't it? What's the matter? Oh, pointing. Much pointing. Yeah, it is a bark, isn't it? Yeah. That's the werp. When I type it out, the closest I've been able to get to it is werp in capitals. See? Quick glass of water because you're all honked out now. Yeah, I know. The squirrel returned earlier on this morning, but was allowed to pass through the garden without incident. Oh, who flies into phones? Eh? What sort of idiot bird flies into mobile phones? Yeah, I think we all know the answer to that, don't we? You've still got that cobweb and it's doing my head in, bird. What? Oh, I nearly got angry sexy dance then. Oh. Okay, settle down. You're going to give yourself skin failure. Have we finished? Have we finished losing our minds? Have we? I think we might have. Good. I'm glad we've had this conversation. Do you ever get that feeling that you're not going to be able to get a photograph no matter what you do? It's just... Come on, bird. So yeah, these are the little suet pellets I was talking about. These things here, they sort of, excuse my gross hands, but yeah, they're just like, I must be extruded out of a machine somewhere, and they're really nice because they're like, there's tons of calories in them and they're really good for them. But yeah, when you add them to water, they just sort of like gradually turn into like this oily, fatty paste that is very grim. Sophie doesn't seem to mind, but I'm going to put oh yeah, take to work. That seems like a good idea for my continued employment. Today, several office workers were injured by a magpie that somehow got into the building. I can imagine the local newspaper just like... What are you doing? Come on, come here. Come over here. What are you doing? Oh, bird. Bit of attack, yeah. Yeah, that seems like the perfect cure for having a job. There we go. I mean, like a couple of years ago, I remember somebody on their day off brought their puppy into work. Had like a little, I want to say like sheepdog puppy, and it was amazing. Like, no work happened for like an hour or so. Just like entire office of like 150 people just stopped. Just everyone just came out and said, "Oh, I want to have a go. I want to have a. Can I stroke your dog, please?" Sort of thing. There were queues to get to have a stroke. Yeah, have a little rub of his belly or something. That was a pretty good day. That was a pretty great day. Okay. It was one of those days where like managers were coming out of their office and just going, "Why are the phones ringing? Why are the phone, why is nobody answering the telephone?" And that kind of thing. It's just like, can't talk, puppy. No, Sophie hasn't been in the local papers or anything like that. It's I kind of keep it a little bit quiet about where we are, just because it. Ace, office dog, brilliant. Okay, that's the end of the stick. And also, some people are weird about birds as well. Some people are like, "Oh, I don't know." I must admit, the first time I met a goose, I was a bit like that. The female was just like, "Oh, just keep your hand flat and then offer him your hand with the seed on it, and he'll just take it off your hand. He'll just nibble it off your hand." And of course, this is before we had Sophie. And I must admit, I made one of those noises like Tina from Bob's Burgers. It was just like, "Oh, this is nice and not at all incredibly nervous-making." Yeah, and the goose was totally chill, but it was just their beak and neck and things were so alien to me, and it was just like when he started eating the seed out of my hand, I had a minor yet quite noticeable freak out, I think you'd call it. Yeah, I think the thing with geese is they've got dick energy There's sort of animal that you can go, you can sort of like, you feel chill with, but you're always aware of the fact that they can be dicks. You know, it's one of those sort of situations. No, Sophie is a adult magpie. She is 10. She's 10 years old, so she's a grown-up girl. Oh, me legs. Oh, blimey. Yeah, swans are great until you get up close to them. Then you're like, oh, yeah, that's a very large bird that could deck me. That famously, they do deck people. You know, there are geese in my local park that are. Hello, nice to see you still all of a sudden. I shouldn't have commented on it, should I? Ooh, while I see your name online, I listened to your podcast last night. Thanks for mentioning us. It's super weird. It is super weird when you hear other people talking about it. It's just really weird to hear like the words that normally I only hear said by other people is really strange. But no, I dig the podcast. Nicely done. Oh, hang on, we're settling. We are indeed settling. I couldn't retweet it from Sophie's account because it's a bit R-rated at times, isn't it? And I go to great lengths to keep Sophie's Twitter totally G-rated. So it's just in time for Paul. Yeah, back on the charger. Are we back on the charger? Yeah. Oh no, don't set me off because I'll do it too. Yeah, it's so great when they do that. It's so great. It looks like a lot of effort though to get a swan up into the air. They're giving it loads of like, oh god, oh god, oh god, sort of flapping before when they do it. It's not that gentle and graceful, is it? Back on the charger, then I'll go. Hey? Yeah, as I say, there's a family of swans in a park across town that regularly have. The park has like quite a big lake in the middle of it, and it's big enough for like people to fish in and that kind of thing. Fish in, fish from. You know, you can stand on the side of the pond and fish, lake and fish, and there's quite often in the local papers there are stories of how I forget the swan because they've been named as well. They've got like local names of how they've. Like some fishermen got a bit close to their nest and ended up getting like body of water, having to like go to hospital because they got wrecked out by a swan, and it's always around this sort of time because it's gosling time, and they're goslings. Is baby swan a gosling? That was geese, isn't it? Cygnets. Where did I get gosling? God, blam. And there's quite often in the local paper. There's just like local fisherman attacked by angry swan. Just like that's what you get when you mess with a swan, mate. I mean, everybody knows you don't mess with them. It's the hot fuzz style. God, that was so close to home. That the worst thing about Hot Fuzz is there's that one old guy that's the policeman who talks in that sort of like I did sort of accent. I understood every word of that guy. I didn't need subtitles to understand. Those are my people. They're from the southwest. They are my people, and I completely understood him. It was terrible. You know, at the end where he says something and you understand it. I was like that through the entire film. The greater good. I was like that through the entire film. I had no difficulty understanding the bloke. I'm so southwest. I say cheers drive when I get off buses. It's the sign of how southwest you are if you say that. It's like, cheers, drive. Yeah, absolutely. I mean, you are gonna want to. The last thing you want to do is like accidentally wander too close to that, because you are gonna get wrecked. It's terrible when you see something. There was something on TV just recently that was subtitled, and you sort of like, you read the subtitles and you go, am I the only person that can completely understand that guy? I'm having no difficulty understanding what he's saying. Like, oh no. It makes you sort of like paranoid. It's just like, but I don't have an accent though. And then you go somewhere else and you're like, I do. I do have an accent though. I absolutely have an accent. I'm alright with Scottish accents, actually. I'm alright with like Glasgow sort of accents. I don't have a problem with that. But I think one of my favourite accents is like they call them Black Country. It's like up slightly north in like toward like Birmingham, like the other side of Birmingham and that kind of thing, was quite heavy industry. It's where like the Industrial Revolution famously started, and the accent there is pretty unique. It's a pretty unique accent, but it's one of those accents that every southerner's got that accent as like a comedy. All right, dinner, how you been is sort of like, they've all got that sort of like weird comedy accent, in the same way every Englishman's got like a really bad Sean Connery impression lurking in their sort of like cupboard. I bet, yeah, accents and bad hearing, 100%. Yeah, that must be terrible, actually. Yeah, I know what you mean, actually. Yeah, when you hear an accent, it's fine. As soon as they start babbling, you're like, nah, I've lost it. I've gone now. Yeah, 100%. Birds definitely have accents, yeah. I can confirm. I've been to other places around the UK, and I mean, magpies are the thing I listen to, sort of thing. But I listen to magpies and crows, and yeah, I have been places and gone, these don't sound like Sophie at all. I mean, I can hear these guys talking, and they don't sound anything like Sophie. But you got to remember, when Sophie first moved in with us, when she was living inside, she had a completely different set of vocalizations than when she moved outside. And pretty much the day she moved outside, she stopped making all of her indoor vocalizations, and has never made them since. Like within like a couple of minutes of being outside and hearing a magpie, she was talking to them, but in a series of noises that I had never heard her make before. Yeah, I think she has, because as I say, I haven't heard the inside whoops and squirks a single time. Yeah, I think she just heard the local dialect, as you say, and just like went, oh, okay, they speak this here, I speak that, and yeah, that was it. Ever so weird though, ever so weird. Like the first couple of days, I thought something was wrong. I thought she was, I thought she was ill somehow or something, because she was making completely different noises and stuff. And then you just realise, it's like, no, she's speaking local magpie. Did you? What do you think, buddy? What do you reckon? Fitting him, yeah, blending in. It's important to blend in. Right, come on then, bird. I got to get back to work. Got to get back to work. So thanks for coming, everybody. It's always lovely to see you. If you've just stumbled across this on Periscope and you'd like to follow Sophie on Twitter, her Twitter handle is @BreeSophieBree. Or if you Google Sophie the Magpie, everything you need is there. I got through the stick thing without her stealing it. Fantastic. So cheers for coming, gang, and we'll see you all again tomorrow. Stay safe. Bye for now.